the House, and that it is not competent for the House to transact business. House may prescribe the rules of the House. The person ascertains that number of members still has 1/3 of the members of the House. He shall join House. So it is needed. If you're not to 1/3, you could or have on to inform oral. This sounds I think one time that happened. For people, it's impossible for to present this to a House if it's not heard. And so like you did this here assembly not the criteria of that efficient. Now, if all that let's argue of some other people, it would be this. The fact that 27 lawmakers defected to the AC, now what does that imply? Where we now also look at this. If you look at the section, it says it is crystal clear that a member of the assembly, if this once he should once he political party, you have to leave that seat. That also is a conversation that a lot of people are bringing up, and from that perspective, they are saying, well, what that means now is that hey, we don't have to. We have 27 lawmakers seats. So, however, how small the number of lawmakers in are, that is working because that is seats of even if so there are plenty of questions that you would want to ask yourself if you look at what's happening at the Rivers State House of Assembly at the moment, especially if you look at it going by what is said in the Constitution, Section 68, look from subsection 1 down, you would see all of the details. The Constitution in Section 68, subsection 1 provides for instances when a person elected into the National Assembly shall be to hold office. Of interest to our discussion, this is the paragraph you should look at, Section 1. Being a person whose election to the House was sponsored by a political party, he becomes a member of another political party before the expiration of the period for which the House was elected. He would have to vacate his seat. That's one condition, provided that his membership of the political party is not as a result of a division. That's now a caveat you there. As long as it is not as a result of a division in the political party of which he was previously a member, or of a merger of two or more political parties or factions by one of which he has previously sponsored. So the argument many people still make is those who defected cannot vacate their seats because they believe, and that's what public opinion is, and we have diverse opinions about this, that there are issues in the PDP. Now, if you say there are issues in the PDP, one will begin to ask questions. When did these issues start? And if these issues were there before the elections, and you still rode on that party throughout to get to office, you just realizing that there are issues. So it's going to be a lot of questions. And I think ultimately it's going to be a case of people trying to put morality with the law. What's the moral thing to do? We'll find out. But there's an interesting question I need you to respond to, and that's on Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. And this is what I'm asking you. I need you to respond and let us know what you think. Do you think that the people of Rivers State are interested in the development? I'm not talking about the people, just the people. I'm talking about the people of Rivers State and the followers of political leaders. Are they interested in the development of the state, or are they just after their personal interests, especially when you put side by side the current political situation in Rivers State? I would like your comments on that. We'll take a very short commercial. When we return, we'll open the phone lines and we'll take your messages on WhatsApp. Hopefully, we'd have been able to establish contact with my guest. Stay tuned.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria
8, and my name is Ifeemi Andrew. A conversation continues on the morning crossfire. We look at the call by as for to end the budget before hours to the Senate here 11 of the state. You must see this by High Court would not. He says they will not obey. That was what he said. We will not obey it order because they think it had no ground. And he had his own position about the order as well. Of you, the prayer, that and when you look at what is currently within the politics, on the verse from the old happened to be seen for the Kwanee was all that had a rest. But we begin to keep trying to open the phone line and from you all 0817 either of numbers, and you are a part of the show. On the line, let's start there. The show to your response. Bright, good morning.
Andrew, good morning.
Yeah, Bright, go ahead.
Yes. To your question, the answer is no. And it's more so because we do not understand what the concept of development is. We're always taking political development to mean projects, from local government to everybody, to political class. What we always hear people talk about development is projects. I had a conversation with some other person the other day. I was mentioning some schools that were remodeled by the past governor. And then I asked him, go and get the statistics of the performance of students from the schools he remodeled. Rumo Kutages, Yemo Grammar School, Birabi Memorial School, and all those schools that were remodeled with class building. Go and get the standard statistics of the performance of those students. It tells you that what was done was merely mortar and bricks, not with intent to develop the students in the school. So the politicians we have in Rivers State will not really bother about development, and that is because we do not know development. If you even listen to all the other person that has been talking about SIM, no SIM, or SIM, Fubara, please, what is his policy, governance policy? Where does he want to drive Rivers State to? And every other person will come to radio, call online to tell you, oh, he's doing very well. Please, on education, what do you want to do? On health, what do you want to do? Infrastructure that they call about, infrastructure is not all about road. Everything that has to do with life is infrastructure. Transportation, education, health, these are all infrastructure. But we understand all these things. What we call development is once any particular project is built, we take it as development. But from the position you pose on the law, the position of the law, you didn't read subsection 2 of that section 109. When a legislator defects, his seat is not automatically vacant until the Speaker or the Senate President acts. The subsection 2 tells us who will give it to declaring the seat vacant. So as it stands now, those 27 lawmakers still have their seats until it is deliberated on the floor of the House by their members.
Thank you very much.
And their reasons are given, or reasons for rejection are given that are not cogent. And the Speaker speaks. When the Speaker has not spoken according to Section 109, subsection 2 of 1999 Constitution, they still have their seats.
All right, Bright. Thank you very much.
That can sack them. It is the Speaker and the House.
Thank you very much, Bright. But I think we also mentioned that because I know I've asked, I mentioned the question. At the moment, you can't say they are vacant because their seats have not been declared vacant yet. So technically, would you say they are still lawmakers? You heard Bright, they're still also affirming to the same position, which brings up all the confusion a lot of people are having right now. Braid in Buguma, good morning.
Good morning again.
Yes, go on.
Yes, for me, if you look at the court ruling, automatically everything emerged as a speaker. And even if these 27 House Assembly members apologize and come back to the past, they are not an assembly members again. Let us look at that section 109 very well. They have already declared themselves to another party without any issue. There is no issue in the party. Last time I said, the PDP does not have any crisis. even when they were having crisis, they conducted the election and also made as different as the part of various constituencies. Right now, there's this issue. They are fighting a secretary. It is secretary a crisis in the party. So, for me, as a match, as a speaker, the budget should be presented to the four house members because that's what we have until new election is being conducted by INEC.
But Brady, you also know that the position of speakership in the House is an elective one by members of the House.
Yes. But court has pronounced anything. If you look at the court judgment, the court has categorically said the former speaker should not use talk or police to guide himself to go and hold any, and they should not scuttle the editing speakership to speak the House. So automatically, the governor should present his budget, and also the court. Also, whoever the governor provides for the city, since the House of Assembly is under maintenance, right? That the governor so provided for the city. So if the governor says anything, please, this is where I have for you assembly members to sit. Everything can sit with House members and pass the budget, and also automatically to make a pronunciation.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
To be taken. So everything has that power right now. But automatically PDP has also sent INEC to other action.
All right, Braid. Thank you very much.
No more they shouldn't panic themselves.
All right. Thank you, Braid. Thank you very much, Braid. Thank you very much. But as a breaking news, I think you should also know the reports that came in earlier that the state government would want to do renovation work at the assembly. But reports I'm seeing online here says that the government, River State government, will be demolishing the House of Assembly complex for renovation. That's what it is. We'll still have to wait for the state government to confirm through the Commissioner of Information on what he's doing, what's doing this and when. But I think the reason would clear renovation, how long the renovation is going to take. And perhaps before the renovation even commences, we should know who and what was responsible for whether it was a fire break or explosion or arson, whatever it is that we experienced at the State Assembly in the past couple of weeks. I think we need to know what happened and what was behind it. We still haven't gotten, Rivers people still haven't gotten that report. But what it says now is demolition of the House of Assembly complex for renovation. Muriel is in Okrika. Good morning. Muriel, please do well to call back. Let's go to Robin in Ichie. Robin, good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother.
Welcome.
Yes, amongst other questions you have asked, which includes whether politicians, their intent coming in on board is to develop the state or the country at large. My view is no to an extent, and it's based on my personal findings. Some have the interest to develop their people, but majority of them are there to self-aggrandizement. If not, why would somebody think to own estate and own everywhere in Port Harcourt and still own in Lagos and still own in Abuja? How will the people benefit in the position he occupies as officials? Now we're having a discussion back and forth as a result of what has happened in the State Assembly and the government of the day. We have been shouting, some of us before now, that it's a wrong thing for one man to begin to chase the poor and rich, chase senators, not allow people to campaign, chooses and pick who stays where and where, and the others who are supposed to speak out, they kept mute because most of them are beneficiaries in leaking the sugar. As I speak to you, their daughters and sons are still in this government leaking sugar. Like the rest majority of River State citizens are hungry like me today. Andrew, why are you not here in Nigeria? in Rivers State when the former governor was telling us it's democracy. Were you not here when he was telling people to go and hold transformer? Were you not here when he was going to IYC that you're threatening me, thunder and all the rest? It's unfortunate, but I think people should continue to speak up so that these ones that are occupied today should change and allow people to vote for their choice.
All right,
Robin. And not to go and block the
Thank you.
election.
Let's go to Cookie Gam now, who is in Rumolumani. Cookie Gam, good morning.
Andrew, good morning.
Good morning, Cookie Gam.
Andrew, what's happening in Rivers State now? Rivers Assembly is just like this. Andrew, they work in Nigeria Info today. So other people has worked there and left. If you work there for 20 parties, you will leave Nigeria for one day. If you leave Nigeria Info, their life goes on to you. You will not forget about them. Proceed on. Andrew, one in Rivers State in 2013, when he wants to become governor, do everything in his power to make him become governor. And God gave to him as a governor in 2015. It was later 215, 290, 227. This was God allowed to rule. Their spirit is tenor. I don't know what you want to do again in Rivers State again. As discussing this Buhara in Rivers State. That's how I look at it. It's not so. A man that God gave grace to become a governor for 8 years for Rivers State. The person that has about 8 million pesos, God gave this governor for 8 good years. After ruling, they want to make sure he continues to rule again. We will Rivers State forever. And the one thing they Rivers State today, I told you that they say, I want to be the commissioner of police. Be a political. Not favor A or B. Be neutral. Rivers State is like a Kwanee river that is too deep. That swallows people's head. So for me, I beg the police, the judiciary, to stay neutral, do their work. Yes, the court are giving out that they say because the speaker and function. I don't know if you want to happen again, Lala. But let me tell you today, what you think one day, they will follow that order. But they will follow the order. I know that's what they do. When they go to maintain status quo, they will follow it. So let them obey the rules. They are lawmakers. They should obey the rules of the court.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go to Ogbogu now. Origi is on the line. Thank you. Origi, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
How are you today?
Fine, thank you. Go ahead.
It is a very big shame for United States today. The last news I've heard that they want to destroy the money that was gotten by taxpayers to destroy the company. It's a shame. And they're fighting the house or they're fighting themselves. Both Fubara and the governor Wike are shameless people. It's unfortunate to have people.
I beg your pardon. Mr. Fubara is the governor and Wike is a minister. So correct them,
even if anything happens, we need to destroy our house. Is it okay that somebody is not him that built it and may use that place to search what it is today? We have not got.
They will say there was an explosion at the complex, so perhaps that's the renovation. They need to demolish to renovate.
Demolish. See, let us be very frank to ourselves. Let us be very frank to ourselves. I have a news that he has gone to demolish today. It's not okay. Let them be careful to what they are doing. These things degenerate to different things. And that it will bounce on their head. But I'm only warning our youth. Their children, their brothers are not now apart of those people coming around to campaign or to do whatever. Their children are all out. Let our boys, our girls, be careful. These people are deceivers. Politics is a useless game of what I'm saying today. If what the white man brought to us as politics, you know what we are doing. Thank you very much.
All right, Dixon is in Rumudara. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Welcome.
The issue of development in Nigeria generally, politicians is all about themselves and their interests. Whatever development they are putting in, whether infrastructure or whatever, if they don't get anything there, they don't do it. Secondly, on the issue of ADC being the speaker, I read the document of whether the court yesterday. I didn't see where the court pronounced Edison as speaker. I think you can also read it. You are a journalist, and Canada actually corrected this yesterday evening. The court did not pronounce Edison as speaker. Please, is
important for you to read it. I'm not on anybody's side, and I think the government trying to destroy the house. They should allow peace to reign. Both sides should give room for peace for the benefit of the state. But there is no way in that pronouncement from court yesterday that Edison was pronounced as speaker. Please, it should be corrected. Of course, they have said, let them meet, let them have their normal assembly this thing. But it didn't say Edison is the speaker. It needs to be corrected, please.
All right, Dixon, thank you very much. And that has also been said, I think in details, what the interim injunction also said. This is it clearly. The Justice Danagogo directed Martin Amewule-led group not to disrupt or stop the Edison Ehie-led group from carrying out their legislative duties pending the hearing and determination of the motion. All right, it's an ex parte order. You know that the court had ordered both factions to maintain status quo. And we know that when all of this initially started was when some members of the House held their own sitting and voted Edison Ehie as Speaker, while we already also had Martin Amewule as Speaker, who was originally Speaker of the House before the whole quagmire began. So that is where we are. And this is what the court had said, telling one faction not to hinder the activities of the other faction. And there are pictures surfacing online now of Edison Ehie sitting over proceedings 90th, I think it was 90th, if I'm they are saying no, if perhaps the governor had provided somewhere for them to sit. I can't tell. All those details perhaps you would get eventually.
Now, so when they are renovating the place, the governor has to find an alternative place then to sit. That's what they are saying today. All those who are coming to say river, they are wasting river, they are wasting money. I think that you left Nigeria for Canada take over. It's doing well. You do not worry Canada. Doing well today. Nigeria is doing. So former governor, the present governor alone to want to. Thank you very much. God bless. I remember that from the call.
Okay, Ida, thank you. But please, Jude did not leave Nigeria Info. Jude is very much with Nigeria Info. I need to correct that. Thank you. Christian in Abuja, good morning. Hello, Christian.
Yeah. What is peace. Some of these conditions, if when they are stressed, even when they are stressed, continue igniting fire so that the crisis between the governor and the minister, so that can come here and this from here. But we, especially, I pray for it so that they can come to unity and push the state ahead. But when they are not unity, they will be like, let's pray for peace in this state and forget about it. For some of these conditions, they are like practice so that the minister, they put from here. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Christian. In Bori, we'll get to him shortly. But if you go on Facebook, Courage Bobo Wosu says, State House of Assembly demolition, waste of river as taxpayers' money. The demolition is ongoing at the moment. River State is a multi-ethnic state and no individual can dictate for Rivers people. Governor Sim is in charge and must be allowed to be governor. And Caleb Abinoye says, the 27 lawmakers tell River State people they want to impeach the governor. There's no big difference between. Okay, Caleb, if you listen to my conversation yesterday where I had Choma Choko on, you can go back on Facebook and listen again, and you have more details that might explain this question that you're asking. Prince Bassam says it's unfortunate that in today's River State everybody has become a legal advisor on the court pronouncement, whether wrongly or rightly. Everybody cannot be legal advisor, true, but everybody has to have an idea of what these things are, because at the end of the day, whatever decisions and orders and laws or judgments that come out would directly impact Rivers people, as what is happening now is affected the development of the state, whether you like it or not. Sorry, I can't do from Bori, but I don't think we can take that call. We're already out of time. Another message says, good morning. Whatever is happening today in Rivers State is strongly driven by political personal interests. It is not for the development of Rivers people. He also says, please, they should allow the innocent people of state breathe. Okay, you did not include your name. Mike says, good morning. 27 lawmakers are only doing whatever they are doing for their selfish interests and for their leader. These fights will end up slowing the growth of the state, and Rivers people will suffer for it. Mike from Thai sent that one in. See if I can take one more. This one says Rivers House of Assembly is being brought down, and you guys are reporting it. Please, let's hear this news. Thank you. Well, it's been brought down, and we've said it quite a number of times that's what's happening, and the reason is for innovation. Well, Hello Port Harcourt comes up next. Once again, apologies. My guest perhaps had some other issues and couldn't make it. Hopefully next time. Good morning.
Following the approval of new programs at the Edo State University, Zari, admission has commenced into the various undergraduate and postgraduate programs of the university that have just been approved. These programs include BSc Software